Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Kevin and Makael. We are back with a new video for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed your week. I see a lot of you guys enjoyed the previous video on Monday night. Thank you so much for watching that video. Please make sure you start this video off by clicking that thumbs up button. Also make sure that you share this video on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, or wherever you share our videos. If you have been under a rock, The Scorpion Show and Sweet Addiction TV presents The Blackout, Saturday, September 5th, 2015, from 3 to 8 p.m. at the Crow's Nest in Atlanta, Georgia. I hope to see you there. If you decide to come to The Blackout, which is free, please make sure you do not come in empty-handed. We are asking you guys to bring school supplies to help Atlanta children. So you can bring pencils, book bags, paper, what you call them, little trapper keepers, and anything that'll help children with their schoolwork. Rulers, protractors, y'all know the stuff, erasers, anything that children need. Yeah, school supplies. Somebody asked, well, no, we're no longer doing the toy drive because Candy tried to get in contact with the people there and they didn't reply in time, so the school district replied back. So we're asking again that you bring school supplies. Also, if you have not donated to the GoFundMe page and you would like to donate, the link is inside the more info box. We are like $30 away from $3,500. So thank you to everyone who has donated or plan to donate this weekend. Also, for the donation perks, please contact me via Facebook. Candy is on vacation in Jamaica, so Candy, have a good trip, and we will be seeing you guys. You hit me up and I'll contact you back during the weekend. Yesterday I had a chance to take a day trip to New York City with my friend Sharon, and our other friend April was supposed to come, but April's job fucking tried it. You don't call me in on my vacation and make me work and make me miss a whole damn trip. I was over it for her, so she had to come later in the day. But we went to go.
Where did she work where they made her come in on vacation?
I'll tell you when I turn this camera on. But
I didn't know the jobs could do that.
Yeah, she came in and they answered. I was over.
She came in.
She had to come in to do something, and I guess she ended up staying because somebody else was supposed to do the job, but she had to do it and then had to stay longer than what she was supposed to stay in there for. And I'm like, if that ever happened to me, they're gonna have to reimburse me for my bus ticket. They're gonna reimburse me because we were going to see Brandy in Chicago. She had bought her tickets and everything, and she could not go.
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
Are you sure she was on vacation? I've never heard of a job telling you had to come in. What if she was? That doesn't.
Because she has a prominent role, but it's like, damn, you need to do that job. We were over it for her. Because I'm like, how does that happen?
Right.
When you on vacation. It's not funny though, because I felt so bad.
Especially if they already had scheduled somebody to take over while I was on vacation.
Yeah, her boss was supposed to do it. And then she ended up couldn't do it, so she had to do it. And then stayed there longer. And then we got on that 11 o'clock bus, went to the matinee. It was, Brent, let me tell you something. If you get a chance this weekend and you're in the New York area, go to Broadway in Chicago.com. I can't remember the website. But go see what seats are left. And please try to see Brandy, because this time when she was just having so much fun in her role as Roxy, like I really enjoyed it. Like the first time we seen her, she was good, but this time she was just better because she was, more comfortable in this role. You've been doing it for 3 months now, so I was just so happy to see her just doing her thing. And she was really enjoying herself, and she didn't know that I was coming, so I surprised her afterwards. Like I stood in line like everybody else. I didn't cut the line or anything for the meet and greet afterwards, and I just told her, like, first of all, I got nervous for a second, but I just like, you did such a great job, and I'm just so happy for you and everything. So shout out to Brandy. If y'all can see Brandy, and she did ask me, were you there, and she was a little disappointed when I said, Makael didn't even know I was coming here. So, yeah, and then she asked for Mama Scorpion coming. You knew Mama Scorpion ain't coming. So she can go to sleep in there? No. Nobody got. Now you know I'm not lying.
No, because we took her to see Michelle. And she felt...
Right this me.
Who does that?
My mom.
I know.
And plus her legs are so bad, y'all. It's a mess. Now that part not funny. And I just can't picture me doing it. But yeah, also speaking of my mom, I'm bringing her back to the Scripted Show on Wednesday, September the 5th. August the 5th is going to be a live show. So if you have any questions and you're scared to call in, you can send it to my email, kevscorp@icloud.com. My mom don't even know that she's coming back. I really want to do something different. Like, I want her to talk about some topics. So let me know in the comments what stuff y'all want to hear her talk about, because it gets boring just to answer questions. No, bitch, I want my mom to go off on some stuff. So y'all let me know over the weekend in the comment section what y'all want her to discuss, so we can start again. It's going to be Wednesday, August the 5th. I keep getting the dates effed up. And we're going live at 5:30, so mark it in your phone so you don't forget. So what has been going on, y'all? This Drake, Meek Mill, Safari, Nicki Minaj, Chris Brown, some other guys, like, Chris Brown didn't really have nothing to do, but he was just talking about it. It's just, you guys must be bored in the rap game for the summertime. Most people are on vacation trying to enjoy the summer, and you guys, the heat is just getting to y'all because you're out here acting a goddamn fool. Meek Mill went off about Drake, I guess, not tweeting about his album or whatever. So what? So what? Your album still went to #1. And I think it was #1 for 2 weeks in a row. So why are you mad about what Drake is not doing to help promote your album?
I thought it was totally different from that. I thought he was upset with Drake because he found out that Drake did not write his lyrics.
Not only that, he didn't tweet about it. Then he found out about the Drake don't write his own raps. Then they were saying that Drake didn't come out to support Meek on one of his tours or whatever. He didn't come out even though he was being featured on the album. It's just so much. So what?
Meek did the same thing with Wale, remember?
Yes. It's just childish, Meek. You don't see Jay-Z getting mad about Kanye not tweeting about his albums. You just don't see that. That's childish. So what? Somebody doesn't put. I don't get mad when y'all don't retweet and share the videos, or when my fellow YouTubers don't retweet our videos. I'm not mad like, oh, you not supporting us, we supposed to be friends and stuff. Like, that's, you don't get mad about stuff like that.
Especially not with your friend, right?
No. And then you putting it on social media, and then that's pitting y'all against each other. So you gonna have your fans riding for you regardless, no matter how wrong you are. And then Drake fans is gonna stand up for him. But Drake did nothing. For 4 days, Drake did nothing. He released the single Charged Up. It was cute. It was cute, but to me it was just like, okay. But when he came out yesterday with that back-to-back, when I was on that bus ride to New York, I listened to that song at least 10 times. At least 10 times. And I was just shocked at how upset Drake was. And he went in on Meek Mill. And it's like, Meek, are you going to respond or no? Because it's freaking 5:30 and I haven't heard anything from you about replying to Drake. And Drake went in the fuck hard. Well, I've seen so many memes from what he was saying. I had to post a couple.
But that's what happens when you start.
Yes.
When you pick a fight. You don't pick fights because it comes back to bite you. And, you know, Drake was minding his business, and then Meek Mills picked that fight with him. So you can't expect, especially when you're in a game like the rap game, you can't expect to pick a fight with somebody and then they not respond back to you. And I said it before and I'll say it again. I think that Meek Mill, was trying it when he picked a fight with Drake, because they're on 2 different levels, 2 different fan bases, 2 different income, 2 different pockets, everything. Meek tried it. Like, you just really tried it. And sometimes, I know, Meek, your head is probably on cloud 9 because you're getting all the success. You're dating the hottest female in the rap game today. So your head's probably all the way up in the clouds. But you need to continue to learn how to humble yourself. You know, if you do nothing else, humble yourself. Because, you know, you humbling yourself will get you far. It really will. You having these temper tantrums. It's funny because we just talked about your girlfriend and her temper tantrum. Last week, was it? And then we talked about your temper tantrum.
And people have the nerve to compare them to Beyonce and Jay-Z. Look, I hope this past week it stops. after this past week, it stops. Because Beyonce don't cry about nominations, and Jay-Z don't cry about who tweets and support his music. Now, Jay-Z might be upset because people are coming at him at Tidal, but he has a right to be upset.
Right.
Because you don't see all of these people taking down all these other groups of music streaming services. Oh, but when Jay-Z decides to do something to get music artists on board, oh, now it's people making the rich richer. Bitch, who else you think you making rich when you buy iPhones and keep buying that shit over and over again, no matter how many they juice it up just a little bit and give you a new little perk or a spec in the phone, and you know they still making more money because you anything Apple do, I'm giving. That's why, bitch, I don't have an iPhone 6 yet, because I'm gonna wait for something better than the iPhone 6, because I'm tired of keep spending my money just for something a little bit different. No, so I just hope that Drake and Meek Mill can end this beef. I know it's not going to stop because Meek is going to have to respond because Drake came at him so hard. But I want to know, since Meek is a freestylist and everything, what's taking him so long? Because I know it don't take him this long to write his own rap. Like, I was expecting a response on Sunday when he came out with Charged Up on Saturday night. I was expecting for not no tweet. Like, he really got him together.
Right. That's a good question, too. If he's such this great freestyle rapper, what's taking him so long to respond back to Drake? That's what I like to
and this is not a good look for our city, since you rep us so much, because when somebody come at us, we respond like that, and I need you to respond like that. So yeah, so then Nicki Minaj and Safari, like, I'm just so tired of them too. It's like, if you are not with this person anymore, why are you still bringing them up? Every time we turn around is Meek Mill or Nicki Minaj talking about Safari, him this and him that. It's like, damn, can we focus on our relationship and stop talking about this ex? Like, I don't give a fuck if he was out there twerking, he was still fucking Nicki, twerking or not.
Was that him really twerking in that video?
I guess. I don't know if it was him, but
you couldn't even see his face. Or the video I saw, I couldn't even really see his face to tell if that was him or not.
Yeah, but they were saying that was him. And then Drake, Meek Mill, yeah, I know you gay and whatever. Well, if he was that gay, he was still fucking Nicki for 14 years. She was taking that gay dick then. How you doing? It's like, I just want this to stop.
And she's not the only one that's taking gay dick. There's a lot of females out here that's taking gay dick.
And some of them still don't care. They're just like, listen, it is what it is.
You know? But that's none of my business. It's really not. I don't get involved with stuff.
Oh my God. Nicki, please, I want y'all to stop. Y'all out there making money on tour. And just worry about your tour, and then worry about a new album, or maybe y'all can make a joint album or something to keep y'all love fest going. Because I'm tired of hearing about Safari and I'm tired of hearing about Drake. I just want the shit to stop.
Right.
And I told y'all today, I don't want to talk about no sad stuff, but there's just too much going on in America right now, especially when it comes to, like, now it's in our face about people dying in prisons. Like, this the fifth, I think we're on 6 women dying in police custody in the month of July alone. And then I had found this story by Sean King, because I like to stalk Sean King and D-Ray's page on Twitter, but I rarely retweet stuff, but I like to see what they're saying. And Sean King was, he tweeted this article where he was saying, and he did it back in January, that 346 people have died in police custody in the state of Florida alone. And then he had a story where he was saying that some of these guards are out here killing them and getting away with it. And one of the guys, I can't remember his name, but I posted on my Instagram where he wrote a letter to his family saying that if I die, you know, if I die, just know that I didn't do it.
Right.
And I mean, it was like 14 pages because he was writing everybody, letting them know that they're trying to set him up, that they're trying to get him because he made a complaint about him being sexually harassed by one of the guards. And they said that they plan on killing him, and 2 weeks later he was dead.
And it's the crazy thing about that is, it's funny because Sandra Bland, for a lot of people, I mean, I'm sure people knew that this was going on, but Sandra Bland is not the first. And it's really weird because I guess because of the video of her being pulled over, and that's probably why it got so much attention. But Sandra Bland is not the first person who has died while being in police custody. Now, I'm not saying that the police killed her or they didn't kill her. What I'm saying is she's not the first person who's died in their custody. And it's so weird that these type of stories are not getting the recognition that Sandra Bland's story has gotten. Because I'm sure the families of these other victims are probably like, listen, my son, my daughter died months ago, last year, 2 years ago, and they didn't get nearly this type of attention. And it's sad because you have some of these same officers who were involved in the death of these people in jail, and they are still on duty. They still have their jobs. And it's like, when are we really going to get together and end this type of atrocity in this country with police officers and minorities? Like, it's becoming a huge problem. It has already been a huge problem, actually, but it's starting to get to the forefront. And now it's like we can't turn a blind eye to it. And I can't wait until we get to Bill O'Reilly, because I can't wait. I'm patiently sitting here waiting until we get to that time.
We're going to get there. But you know, I just found it weird that somebody died from stealing. 2 people died after stealing, and they were women. One was locked up over the weekend. She was supposed to get out that Monday. They let her husband sit in that courtroom all that time without telling him that his wife was downstairs dead in her jail cell. Like, it's just too much going on, and this needs to stop. Now it just seems like, okay, if you can't kill us and get away with it on the street, now you're going to kill us in the cell where there's limited jail, limited camera view. Come on, man, this shit has to stop. Also, the Sandra Bland, the police department, Waller County, Texas, the jail where she was at, they released video showing that she was alive when she took the picture. Like, she was asleep. She was asleep for a couple hours, and they woke her up and had her take her picture. They showed her making phone calls the next day.
So that explains why she looked the way she looked in the mugshot, because they woke her up to take her picture. Did they ever show how she took her picture?
I didn't watch that part of the video. I mean, because it was live. It was a live stream at the police department, and they had 14 hours of video from one day and some for like 2 hours.
From another day.
Yeah, but they showed her in there walking around. She kept using the phone, and sometimes she used the phone that she wasn't supposed to use. She used a different phone than she was supposed to. But they was when they were asked, like, will the jailer who let her do that, will they be penalized? And he was like, well, you know, sometimes they do have sympathy for the people that's in jail. So it was like, we're not saying that anything will happen, but we do have. There's proof that she made phone calls for 22 minutes.
And you do have some officers who actually will allow you to make phone calls when you're not supposed to be making them, because whatever particular officer that was that allowed her to do that probably saw that this woman is not from around here. They probably all knew that by then. She's not from around here, and she's really desperately trying to get in touch with somebody, because they said that she was trying, before this video even came out, about a week or two ago, they were saying that she tried to get in touch with her family, and her family couldn't come up with the money for the bill. And that's why she had to stay there for as long as she did, because they couldn't get the money for her. And I guess she probably was calling around. I heard that about a week or two ago, and I'm surprised that other people didn't hear that. But I heard that myself, that was one of the reasons why she was there for so long, because whoever she got in contact with couldn't come up with the money in time for them to release her, and that's why it lasted for so long. But that's why, again, I said, and I will continue to say, and I don't care who don't like what I have to say, I don't care who don't agree. That's why it's always best to wait until we find out everything. And I felt bad because I listened to that I don't know what he was, the police chief or whatever, and he said, you know, we had to put this information out there because this is not even information that they always put out there. He said, but we had to, because we started getting death threats because people were posting stuff on the internet that simply was not true. They were making up false lies. And then it was spreading like wildfire. I say this, and I will continue to say this: a lie will make its way around the world before the truth can get its boots on. That's just how it is. That's how society is. And it's even worse now with social media, because all you have to do is type in something and bam, it's out there. We discovered this some years ago with a famous site that people go to all the time, Wikipedia. Wikipedia, anybody can go on there and type in anything, And then people go on there. Kevin can type something tomorrow, and then 2 days later, I'm on there thinking that it's the truth. Why? Because I see it, and you know.
And you think it's the truth.
And you think it's the truth, and it's like you can't always do that, and that's been my argument from day one. Wait until everything comes out before we start throwing darts and daggers at people and calling them this and calling them that and saying that they did this and saying that they did that. Let's wait until we find out everything. I've never not once said that the police department wasn't involved or wasn't liable. But what I said was I didn't believe they were liable forever.
But you know what's crazy though? They were saying that the toxicology levels of her, like she had so much THC in her body from marijuana. I can't say the full name of it, but it has something to do with marijuana. And a lot of people saying that if she had that much in her body, she had used it during her time in the jail. Like, why is her THC levels so high? And it was like normally that's when you start smoking it and it's in your body, but it starts to break down after a couple of days of being in your body. So a lot of people are not talking about that because I want to know what was going on in that cell. And clearly,
well, that depends. I'm sorry to cut you off, but that depends on how heavy of a marijuana smoker she was. I don't know anything about marijuana. I don't know anything about smoking it or what it does and how long it stays in your system. But what I do know is you have some people out here who smoke and smoke and smoke and smoke and smoke and smoke and smoke every single day. Every single day. And if they can, they'll smoke about 5 or 6 times a day if they can get their hands on it. That's just like with people who drink too much. You know, we call them functioning alcoholics. Those who can drink and not appear to be drunk at all, but yet they have it in their system. This woman got fired at my, not at my job, but at my old job. She got fired because she had alcohol in her system, but yet she hadn't even been drinking for 2 days. But yet, for some odd reason, when they did a little test on her, it showed up because somebody reported and said that they felt as though she was a little, you know, but she came to work and was functioning and was fine and never even, and for somebody who actually talked to her every day, I said, I didn't see nothing in her. But when they went, because a lot of times at hospitals, if somebody report that, what they'll do is they'll pull you to the side and make you do a little thing.
Yeah.
And it came up, and she was like, and she was honest with them. She said, well, I haven't had anything in a few days, and I don't understand. And guess what they did? They fired her because it was in her system. So it just all depends on how much somebody does it. Now, I'm not saying that this is the case with Sandra Bland because I don't know how much that woman smoked marijuana. Clearly, she smoked it. We can't deny that. But I don't know how much she smoked it. But what we cannot deny the fact is that you have some people who smoke all the time, every single day. And like I said, if they can get their hands on weed 6 times a day, they will smoke weed 6 times a day.
Yeah, but like I know I didn't hear anything about her being high because you know that would have been a first.
Right, and I doubt if they let her smoke marijuana in jail.
So they saying something, it's just something ain't right.
Right.
When it comes to that. So yeah, it's just a whole lot. I'm still waiting for more stuff, and I'm still waiting to hear back about the independent results.
Yeah, what's taking them so long?
Because they were saying something like it was a fault with one of the autopsies. Like, I want to know what's going on. Something ain't right.
I'll wait until after the independent autopsy comes out to say what it is that I really want to say.
So, and then Bill O'Reilly, he was on TV, I guess last night, and he was talking about, I guess there's this radical group called Black Lives Matter. I didn't know anything about this radical group where they're threatening to, they're going to go to and boycott not boycott, but they're going to try to stop the Republican National Convention. And you know, it's just a whole lot going on. And I know that from the video I seen, they were saying like, if you're not white, we don't want you to be over here and stuff like that. And stuff like that I don't agree with. When it comes to the point where you're not thinking straight or you're just being wrong for the sake of being wrong, I do not agree with that at all. Yes, Black Lives does matter, but we cannot force people to get on the boat if they don't want to get on the boat with Black Lives Matter. And then you got some people countering All Lives Matter. Yes, all lives matter, but we're talking about Black Lives Matter in the instance where police officers are killing black people for any reason they want to. Or at all. They just shooting people and then asking questions later. We're tired of that. Black lives do matter. And yes, people are going to say, oh, when it comes to the community, we don't say Black Lives Matter. Yes, that is a problem, but right now we're focusing on what police officers are doing to black people. Just like we just seen the damn video of, I forgot his name. I know his name was Sam DuBose. He was shot and killed by a police officer in Ohio. And the officer was wearing a body camera. And first he said that he got ran over. Then he said he got dragged. When it comes that the person that was in the car talking to the police officer asking him like, I didn't do anything. He shot him in the head while he sat in his car for a traffic stop. Just because he did not have a front license plate. So because he didn't have a front license plate and was talking back to you, you shot and killed him, and then you lied on your when you were calling it in about what happened to you. Now, if he didn't have that body camera on, he would have got away with this. And before that,
he must have completely forgot that he had it.
Oh, he knew he had it on, but I guess he did.
The department was going to
back him up. Right. And mind you, before they didn't want to release the video because they said it was so bad. They said it's so bad that we don't want to release it. And then they were preparing for riots. That's how bad it was. The city was starting to prepare for people to go off about what happened. And they're like, there's just no defending this. I mean, first of all, there's no need for you as a police officer to say there's no need to defend this if you're not going around defending other officers for the shit that they do. Mm-hmm. Now, if he was wrong, y'all know that video would have came out first thing after it happened. With Sam DuBose in the car. I don't care how many times he was arrested. That don't have anything to do with it. Him getting shot in the head just like that, that's just crazy. And I'm glad that I'm trying to tell y'all, this is, when it started with Walter Scott, with him being caught, with that officer being caught on video. It's happening. These officers are going down because of video camera. So I tell y'all, keep keeping that camera on people. Keep keeping the camera on people. On the officers. And when it comes to Bill O'Reilly talking about Beyonce and Jay-Z, okay, he has this infatuation with Beyonce and Jay-Z, and I'm trying to understand what the hell it is. It's like, first Beyonce is not a role model, now Beyonce is donating to Black Lives Matter. From what I understood, the person that Jay-Z donated to, she had wrote like the first part of one of his books, and he donated to the Black Lives Matter to help bail out people in Baltimore. I don't think that Jay-Z and Beyonce were going around saying, I'm going to give you money just to go around threatening people and telling people all of this stuff. That doesn't have anything to do with it at all. I just don't get Bill O'Reilly sometimes. And then he had the nerve to tell the lady, like, who has talked about African American media more than anybody in the media, wanting this black woman to say that it's him. And she's like, well, I don't know, because everybody talks about the black murders and things like that. And he barely would let her talk. But he just has this thing against Jay-Z and Beyonce, and I don't know what it is. What do you think?
Well, my comments about Bill O'Reilly have nothing to do with Jay-Z and Beyonce. My comments about him is, first and foremost, I think that Bill O'Reilly needs a reality check when it comes to Black Lives Matter. Yes, all lives do matter, but like you said, in this instance, we are focusing on Black lives because that's what seems to be the focus of the news for the past year. Bill O'Reilly made a comment while talking to this young lady. I'm going to just read this from the Huffington Post. Bill O'Reilly compared the Black Lives Matter movement to the Gestapo Wednesday night, shortly before proclaiming he is the reporter who has done the most to shed light on violence against young black men. During the segment on the O'Reilly Factor, O'Reilly and Fox News commentator Andrea Tantaros discussed Black Lives Matter conference in Ohio where attendees prevented a reporter from filming. Their message, this is Bill O'Reilly, their message means nothing if they do these Gestapo tactics, O'Reilly said. They lose all credibility. The group is never going to be taken seriously. Now, and the thing goes on to say, it is unclear how the Nazis, for those of you that don't know, the Gestapo was a secret police group formed by the Nazis during World War II. Actually, it was formed before World War II started. Well, it started in the 30s. Let me just say this. It started in the early 1930s. The Nazis, they formed this group. And what the Gestapo police basically were, they were the secret police that went around gathering anybody who was Jewish, anybody who was anti-German, anybody who was anti-Nazis, gays, anybody of those things that didn't fit in with the Nazi culture and the way that they thought. The Gestapo would go around and, you know, huddle these people to jail because they didn't agree with the Nazi laws. And so to imply that the Black Lives Matter movement is somehow in sync with the Gestapo, like, that's kind of off. The Black Lives Matter movement is trying to put out there, trying to make people aware of what's going on in this country against African Americans. As we've seen in Texas, not even just African American men, but African American women as well. That's what the movement is about. It's trying to shed light on the African American community that is being oppressed in this country. And the fact that Bill O'Reilly is comparing that to the Gestapo is weird to me. It's also weird to me that Bill O'Reilly is saying that he is the one reporter that's shedding the most light on violence against young black men in this country, when every time I turn to his show, it just seems like he's always against what's going on with African. If the autopsy says that Freddie Gray was killed by these police, then Bill O'Reilly wants to find out, well, what did he do to cause them to kill him? Like, I don't understand Bill O'Reilly. Like, I don't understand him. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Bill O'Reilly, if you really want to help the Black Lives Matter movement, shut up. Just shut up.
I would like to see somebody on Fox News just go against the police.
Yeah, but they're not going to do that. They're just not going to do that. Because many on Fox News don't believe that Black Lives Matter. Because if they did, then they would say it and they wouldn't have a problem with saying it. And this is one of the reasons why, and I'm not saying that this is true, but this is one of the reasons why people have a hard time supporting Republican anything. Because people feel as though the Republicans are racist. They feel as though they're bigots. Why? Because the Republicans don't do anything to prove those people wrong. Like, for instance, you've had a few Democratic presidential candidates come out saying out of their own mouths, yes, Black Lives Matter. Hillary Clinton herself said it recently, yes, Black Lives Matter. She could have easily said, no, all lives matter. But she wanted to make it clear that, yes, Black lives in this country do matter. And it's an atrocity that this is going on, and it's been going on for so long. And the fact that the Republicans can't even say out of their own mouths that Black lives matter, that just goes to show you that they are still stuck in the Strom Thurmond era. They are still stuck in that era. And if you honestly think that you're going to get minorities, young black men, young black women, anybody of color to vote for you next year or any year, then you have another thing coming. You can't even say Black Lives Matter. You can't even say that. It is harmful for you to say that. You can't say that. I've yet to hear Donald Trump say it. I've yet to hear any of them say it. You can't say it. Fox News, you need to have your top reporters, Bill O'Reilly, what's his name, Hannity. You need to have all of them say it. Just have them say it, just one time. Just have them say it one time.
I wonder if Fox News is going to talk about it next week during the Republican, not the convention.
The debate.
Yes.
I would love,
yes.
But you know, each debate has a, what do you call it? It's a topic. So each debate is like some debates are like just for foreign policy or domestic policy or the economy. So I don't know. I can't recall what this particular debate is about, but I would love for one of those commentators to throw that in there. And if they're not, because you know Fox News is hosting this debate, so if they're not going to do it, I would like to see another newscast like NBC or CNN or whoever hosts the next Republican debate for one of the questionnaires to ask them that, because I would like to know what these Republicans, presidential candidates, how they feel about this particular issue. You know what I mean? And why is it so hard for them to say Black Lives Matter? Why is it so hard for them to say that? And hopefully this particular segment gets aired on somebody's Republican thing, because I'd love to see my face.
I want Bill O'Reilly to have you on his show. And don't let him cut you off.
No, I won't let him cut me off. But you know who I think is a great who's a great person to go back and forth with Bill O'Reilly? I think Mark Lamont Hill does an excellent job. He does an excellent job, and with everybody, with everybody. And you can't pull the wool over Mark Lamont Hill's eyes. You really can't, because he's a smart, intelligent black man. He knows what he's talking about. You know, and even when some of those people that he's going against try to cut him off and he knows what he's talking about. He's a very, very smart, intelligent man. But how dare Bill O'Reilly compare Black Lives Matter to the Gestapo? How dare you? Like, that is beyond ignorant. And that is another reason why black people just don't want to have anything to do with Fox News or the Republican Party. You can't blame them when you have people like that making comments such as that. I'm sure there are probably a ton of African American or black people out there who have no clue about the Gestapo. Probably, you know what I mean? They probably have no clue and some people probably overlooked it. But me, someone who paid attention to history class,
you know, I had Googled it because I was like, "What the fuck is the Gestapo?"
Right? See, I was right. But me, someone who paid attention in history class, the minute I heard the word Gestapo, I knew instantly what it was. Because I had a history, she wasn't history, but I had a teacher in Lowell, Mrs. Rosenberg, who was a Jewish teacher. And she made sure she ran shit down to us. This is what happened to me and my family during World War II. Because when I was going to Lowell, that was when I was like in the 4th and 5th grade. And at that was in the 90s. So at that time, Mrs. Rosenberg was in her 50s. So she got to be like in her 70s now, or probably close to 80s. You know what I mean? So it's like she grew up she was over there when that happened. So she made sure she let us know, this is what the fuck happened to us. So to compare Black Lives Matter to Gestapo like Bill O'Reilly, you need to check yourself. But then again, he's the top man over there at Fox News, so they ain't gonna check him. They just gonna let him keep talking.
I had a Jewish teacher too for 8th grade, but we ain't never learned about the Gestapo. But you know, we learned all about the Nazis, and I know we talked about it before you went out and got the book, Number the Stars, and we had to watch. What's that? Schindler's List. Like, we learned a whole lot.
I'm sure you probably did, because there's no way you could learn about the Nazis and not the Gestapo, because the Gestapo came from the Nazis.
I just don't.
You probably just don't remember, because they're the ones who formed that. It was a secret police, and they're the ones who formed that. The Nazis. The Nazi Party were the ones who formed it. The Nazi Party were out way before World War II. You know how we all think of the Nazis and the war, but the Nazis was out way before them, because Adolf Hitler, he was forming them way back in the early 1930s and late 1920s. He was doing his shit way before the war even started. Way before it started. So once World War II hit, once it really went down, in the late 1930s for them, because it didn't happen for us until 1941, Pearl Harbor. Once it went down for them, Adolf Hitler had already had millions of people on his team. You know what I mean? He was that man. He was that man in town, and he was the big man on campus. He was the H&I city. He was running shit over there. So I'm sure you learned about it. You just don't remember that, because there's no way you can learn about the Nazis and not the Gestapo.
I remember a whole bunch of stuff, but not that.
You remember what kind of drawers you had on?
Huh?
You remember what kind of drawers you had?
Express.
What color?
Purple.
Sometimes you forget.
You know what I did forget. Something I forgot to say is, shout out to the subscribers that came to BBQs last night. I forgot to talk about y'all. It's nothing bad. Like, first of all, we went to BBQs at 23rd and 8th. I was only there for a good 5 minutes and already got into it with one of the girls that's at the what you call the thing before they sit you down? One of the hostess. You can't sit down until your whole party's here. And I'm like, well, I really have no idea how many people are coming. Some people already said that they were, inside of there and everything. It was just a whole bunch of stuff. But eventually we got the table. Some came and ate, and then some left. Like, we just had a good time. So shout out to Mark, shout out to Alex, shout out to I can't remember their names, but they're teachers. They came. Shout out to Tiffy. Shout out, these two girls came, they knew I was there, they came to take a picture, and then they left. I think I got everybody. Alex is another YouTuber, Mark. And then Ryan, well, y'all don't know Ryan, but anyway. Yeah, just had a good time last night. and we went to the G Lounge. But the next time I come to New York, I wouldn't mind doing a meetup or whatever, but let's go somewhere different. Okay, y'all let me know some good places to eat and drink. They got some reasonable prices. Because y'all know New York is high as hell. I'm not paying $15 for no fucking drink. I'm not. I'm just not. There you go. Yes. So, what else is going on? So, Little Mo is about to have her baby. Now, Little Mo put on her Facebook, on her Instagram, let me go to it, because I just had it. I bet you just had it. Thank you to all that have taken this journey with us. Some have inquired about sending our baby boy a gift. Since we aren't registered anywhere, we are accepting gift cards or PayPal only. If you want the info, email brian@honeychildentertainment.com. Now I have nothing, I don't have nothing wrong. I don't see nothing wrong with that. And I understand that people are upset. People say, oh, because you're a celebrity, you shouldn't be asking people for money and everything. I didn't see anywhere where it said send money, but yes, when it's coming to PayPal, you are sending money to someone. If you want to send Little Mo money, that's your money that you're giving to her. You getting upset about it, that is none of your business.
Especially when you don't even plan on sending anything.
Yes, and I noticed that when we had to go GoFundMe, people complain, oh, but y'all sent the money. So what? It's not your money. It's not coming out of your pocket. We're not putting a gun to your head. Give us your money. No, we are not.
Right.
We're asking if you would like to donate, please donate. And if you do donate a certain amount, you're getting a perk for it.
Right.
So that's Little Mo's business.
Right.
Yes, Little Mo can easily, and I don't understand why she don't go to Target or go on Amazon and do a registry, but she's not. She's asking you to send a gift card, and she's asking you if you want to donate via PayPal to do so.
Well, I'm not too sure. Listen, don't quote me, and I don't want anybody to get upset with me, but I'm not too sure. I thought maybe with registries you have to give your personal information. And if you do, I can see why she didn't do that, because she don't want to put her personal information.
Yeah, when I did my 30th birthday registry,
you had to give them your information.
Right? But Amazon already has my information, because if somebody buys something for you, do you want your address to be private? Yes.
Right.
But just take it off my list and just send it to me. So I would see whoever bought something off the list, it would tell me who they were and everything,
right.
but it wouldn't give me no other information.
Okay.
So if she wants to do it like that, she could have done it that way. But she's not.
But she's not. And I don't see anything wrong with the way she's doing it. Why? Because to me, it's no different. First of all, Little Mo's not the first person who's ever done this, and she's definitely not the last person. There are tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of people who would rather get gift cards or money. Why? Because they're like my mom. My mom is the easiest person to shop for. Why? Because you don't have to buy her a gift.
Okay.
People ask me all the time, when Mother's Day and birthdays come around, what are you buying your mom? Nothing. Why? Because she don't want nothing. She wants money. Why? Because she wants to go and buy her own gift. And that's what Little Mo's doing. You cannot get upset because Little Mo is saying to you, we prefer gift cards or money. Why? So we can buy our child what we want to buy our child. God forbid if she accepts gifts from people and then people are sending the same gift. You know what I mean?
Or like that's one way.
Stuff that's or sending, not supposed to be a gift. Or that's not supposed to be a gift. I don't see anything wrong with what Little Mo is doing. If you want to send her a gift card or money, go ahead and do it. If you don't, keep it moving. Why does it have to be a debate that Little Mo is asking her followers or her fans to do this? I don't care if she was the richest woman on earth. I guarantee you, if Beyonce was pregnant today or tomorrow and did the same exact thing, we would hear this, but it wouldn't be as much as it is now. People would gladly send Beyonce money so she could buy stuff for her
just
child.
to get recognized by Beyonce.
Just to get recognized by Beyonce. You know what I mean? So why is it now an issue that Little Mo is doing it? It's not. Little Mo is asking, she's having a specific request. You can either send gift cards or money. And there was nothing rude, there was no malice in what it is that she requested. All we're accepting is money or gift cards. If that's what you want, if you can send that, fine. People, oh, well, that's rude for her to ask that, and the way she asked it. How did she ask it? First of all, it was a picture of her and her husband rubbing their belly, and with the caption saying what it is that we are accepting. I don't see anything rude in that at all. Not at all. Okay? That's just like if I invite you to a party and I say to you, listen, this is the dress code. Okay? This is the dress code.
What the fuck you think you have the dress code?
This is the dress code. I want you to come to my party dressed like that. Little Mo is saying, listen, this is what we're doing. We just want you guys to send this. If you don't want to send it, don't send it. If you don't want to come to my party because I'm asking you to wear a two-piece suit, don't come. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand how this became a debate. That's because you have bored, tired people on the internet who have nothing to do, so you can find something to complain about. The same people who are not even thinking about donating. Keep it moving. I didn't even know that Little Mo even posted, and I followed her. I didn't even know she posted that. And when I saw people talking about it, I'm thinking like, well, what did she say? Like, what did she say that's so wrong? And then when I saw what she said, I said, you mean to tell me people are going up in arms about this? This is her child. It's not your child, it's her child. She don't want people sending her child just anything. Thank you for those of you that want to buy a gift, but that's not what she's asking for. She's asking for money so that she can go out and buy her own child what it is that she sees fit for the child. And what?
People just want to complain. Shit, they complain when I did a registry.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand why
you know what?
Problem.
Thanks to our views, because everything that was on my list,
they got.
Bam. And that's from their heart.
Is that uncommon? I'm sorry, but is that uncommon that people ask for money rather than gifts?
That people ask for money?
Because isn't it when people get married, they will prefer you to give them a gift at the wedding? I mean, money instead of a gift.
Some people say, if you come to my birthday party, don't bring a gift.
Right.
Bring money or a gift card, because I can't. There's no way I can.
Or if you're coming to my party, bring a bottle.
Yes. You better bring a bottle.
Right, bring a bottle.
You getting it for free.
If you're getting it for free, bring a bottle. Oh, why I gotta bring a bottle? Because we're not charging you to come to the party. Yes. So bring something. That's what Little Mo is doing. Mm-hmm. People do it, especially Kevin at weddings. Bring the bride and groom money. Mm-hmm. Because at the end of the night, they're not taking home no microwave. They're not taking home no blender. They want to take home the money. Bring them money. I've never seen anybody walk into somebody's wedding with a big toaster. You know what I mean? Give them a card that has money in it and keep it pushing. Like, why is it that Little Mo is asking you guys to do this? And this is why this should not even be a topic on this show, because it's silly to me. But yet there are people out there that don't think it's silly. Some people on my Instagram thought that what she did was tacky. And I'm trying to figure out, well, where do y'all live where this is tacky? Where do y'all live at? Because please let me know. Where do you live, in the upper echelon? I mean, where do you live that's tacky, that somebody's asking for money for their child? How dare she do that? Oh, because she's a celebrity. How dare she ask us for that?
Didn't Little Kim do the same thing?
There's a lot
of
people who do it. That's why I'm not understanding where is the problem. Kevin!
I think people think that because you have money, but we don't even know how monetary situation.
Right.
Because Little Mo is back on the radio.
But see, like I said, if Little Mo was rolling in $1 billion, she's not asking for gifts. She wants you to send money so she can buy the gifts. What is the problem with that?
Look at this. Little Mo asking for cash via PayPal or baby. They are reading her for filth.
And my thing is, it's actually better to give her the money, because then this way you'd probably only be able to give her $5 if you, instead of buying a $20 stroller. You know what I mean? Actually doing y'all a favor. She's actually doing people, you know. Jesus, people just like to come, and y'all wonder why I don't respond back, because people just don't know how to shut up.
And if you still have not donated to the blackout and you would like
don't ask them to that, because it's tacky to do that. So stop doing that.
We're almost
You better tell me all y'all YouTubers or y'all ain't got no money?
Yes, bitch. All the YouTubers putting that money in too. Shit, YouTubers got budgets too.
How dare y'all ask for money from people? How dare we ask for money from people?
I tell you one thing.
It's so tacky in y'all.
But then when next year, because next year we will have another one. But when there's a fee to come, now you know why. Because it's expensive to run this. And let me be honest, like, okay, every YouTuber, like, you don't know how much just because they make videos doesn't mean
every
YouTubers are making the same.
Or even getting paid.
Yes. So it's like they got budgets too.
Right.
Some people could put up this amount of money and that's fine.
Right.
But it's like, okay, this is how much it costs. So if we all on the budget, we can ask our viewers to help donate, which is fine. Most people donate, and you got some people that's going to bitch. Yes, people will bitch about it. But it's like now...
But it be the ones bitching that are not donating.
Hey, yes. And now it's to the point where it's like, okay, next year, we'll just have to put our money all the way up front, and then we'll just have to charge for people to come. And then some people might say, well, who the fuck y'all think you are? Y'all just on YouTube. Okay, but this shit costs money. It does cost money. And I like to do this, but if I have to do it that way, I'm fine with that too. And I would rather party with those that want to be there than those that don't want to be there and still show up. Because it's them that show up and just come just to see what's going on and then talk shit about it on Twitter and Instagram because it's happened before. But anyway, y'all. Little Mo.
Stop asking for money from people because it's tacky. Kevin, stop asking for money from people because it's tacky.
Yes, it's tacky. You know what? Speaking of asking money for people, churches. You gotta stop kicking people out of your congregations if they are not in a financial fit, if they're not financially stable to donate to a church. Funky Don even posted something on his Instagram where this church in Georgia got rid of a 92-year-old sick. Mind you, she's been a member of this church since 1960 something. And they said, because you're not paying your tithes monthly, you are no longer a member of this church.
I'm trying to figure out what churches do these people go to when I hear stories like this.
Yeah,
because I can't even imagine stepping foot inside of a church that says that. You know what I mean? Like, it's just... It's mind-boggling to me because I don't go to a church like that. So therefore, I can't even understand why. And you know what's so funny? Because I just had this conversation with one of my coworkers yesterday about my church and my pastor, and I was just letting her know, oh my God, we could be doing so much more, like financially, as far as raising money for the church. But I have a pastor who just does not like to ask people for money. He does not believe in asking people for money. If the church is short a month or a week, he don't want you asking the congregation for money. His answer is, God will make a way for us. That is the type of man that is in the pulpit at my church, and I love him dearly. Sometimes I'm like, Pastor, we gotta ask for more money. But that's the type of man that is the head of our church. He's like, no, you don't ask because the same thing you said. You don't know people's financial situations. To kick somebody out of a church because they are not paying their tithes, instead of trying to find out why it is that they're not paying their tithes and how it is that you can help them.
Amen!
So that they can pay
Makael,
their
that just hit
tithes.
me.
And then on top of that, a 92-year-old who's been a part of your church for damn near 50 years, if not 50 years, and you gonna kick them out of the church? That's why I said some stuff like this I just don't understand. And you know what? Churches like this gives a lot of churches a bad name. Why? Because you got some people who don't come to church and don't believe in God. Like, you know, some people who post these type of stories. You got people like them who feel as though, you know, this is how all churches are. And that's not the case. Not all churches are like that. But you got some people who think that all churches are like that. And no, they're not all like that. And it's sad that anybody would kick somebody out of a church for the simple fact that they can't pay their tithes. Like, it is we have this woman in my church, she goes to my church. And her apartment caught on fire last week. And at the end of service, you know, my pastor said to her, Sister Annie, I want you, not anything, I want you to come to me after service and tell me what it is that the church can do for you in this time of need. And anybody who knows my church knows that we are a struggling church financially, but we always make a way. And whenever we have members that are down on their luck, no member can ever say that the church family didn't come for them. No member can do that. And my pastor, what he says that I love about him, you know how you got some people who, when churches for those of you, you know, that go to church and you have a church home and you know that when y'all are doing stuff on the weekend or during the week, and it may need for the congregation to come out and just help out, like the clean or do stuff like that, you got a lot of members who don't show up because they just don't want to show up. And then you got a lot of members who give excuses as to why they can't show up. You know, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that. And my pastor's like this, listen, I'm not asking you to come out here and scrub the ceiling or go up on the roof and do this. He said his thing is, even if you can come out here and just sit down and pass out waters, that's something, you're doing something. You know what I mean? So there should be no excuses why it is that you can't come here, especially if you got people in our congregation who are in wheelchairs and don't have a way to get around, but they make sure they get there to help. You know what I mean? Like, what is your excuse? But you got some members who just come up with piss poor excuses. Like, for instance, you have some members, we have this thing at my church, the sick and shut-in list, that a lot of churches have. And when we do communion, we have what we have at my church called a deacon's report, where the deacons, they'll get up and they'll give a report on certain members that are on the sick and shut-in list that they've gone around and communed, that's at home or in the hospital, whatever the case may be. My pastor had to take some people off the sick and shut-in list because I've been back at my church for the past 5 years now. You've had some people on the sick and shut-in list who have not been to church since I've been back. But yet you go on Facebook and Instagram and they all at the Dell and at the party and at the club, but you can't come to church, but you want a deacon to come and commune. So my pastor said, oh no, that's when it's not today. You know what I mean? You take advantage, because when you have other people who need a deacon to come and commune them because they're really sick, you at the Dell and at a club with drinks in your hand partying up, but you can't make it to church on Sunday morning, but you're inviting this deacon to come to your house every Saturday afternoon to commune you. Oh, and I'm so this, I still can't make it. But Facebook says something else. That's why some people need to stop posting everything on social media. Because social media will tell on you.
Yes.
It will.
Because a lot of people done got fired for that.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't make it to work. Oh, but no, you was
at
such and such.
Yes. Yeah. Like it's crazy. Like certain things are for certain people who need it. And if you got deacons that are going to commune people who can get up and come to church, when you got other people who are still on the list to be communed, and because they can't get up and come, that's sad. And my pastor put his foot down. I said, 2 people, he should have put his foot down a long time ago. But, you know, he should. But I'm not running the ship. So I can't, you know, it's but so much I can say. But I will say this, 2 people, he should have put his foot down a long time ago. Because they were just taking advantage. I just moved into this new house. I'm here at this party. I'm here at the Dell. I can't wait to see so-and-so. Why are you not in church? You know what I mean?
Did he tell them he was taking them off the list?
No, he told the deacons, don't go back over there no more.
Oh, okay.
You don't go back over there. And if they ask you why, direct them to me, and I'll tell them why you are no longer going back over there. And you know what's so funny? Because Reverend Moon, Amanda Moon, her sermon last Sunday last Sunday, her sermon was from Isaiah 6, 1 through 8, and the title of her sermon was, do you really want to be used by God, or do you just want the benefits? And it made me think of those people on the sick and shut-in list. Do you really want to be used by Him, or do you just want the benefits?
There's a lot of benefits that people want.
Oh, when I tell you, Minister Moon, when I tell you she preached not this Sunday, but the Sunday before, when I tell you she went in.
She was a guest preacher?
No, she's one of our ministers. She's on the
minister. Why I never see her on there? Did she be there a lot?
Yeah. On the pulpit. When was the last time you were there?
At your church, Easter last year, I think. At your church.
Yeah. Easter of what year? 14?
Yeah, it's 14. Don't try it.
This is August 2015.
They ain't miss me at that church.
We miss all saved souls.
I'm gonna have to come up there to see the First Lady. I'm gonna sit behind her.
You can't sit behind her.
No see,
she said she's a deaconess.
Oh,
the mother sit behind the deaconess.
I'm gonna be a mother for that day. I'm gonna be a feeling mother.
Well, anyway, what's the next topic? Or are we done?
The next topic is we are done.
Yeah, because I feel like
I want you guys to have a good weekend. I did not get a chance to watch Hollywood Divas. Because I was out of town.
Thank you for saying that, because I gotta go home and watch that.
Yes, I taped the second episode and I taped the third one last night, so I'll be watching it, and hopefully you watch so we can talk about it. And don't forget that Basketball Vibes is on this Sunday, and Tammy, Roman, and Evelyn will be on there.
You know what, Megan?
Oh, you finally seen that episode?
Yes, Megan's crazy. She really is.
She thinks she's on Bad Girls Club.
Yeah, she does, and
This is
she's
not
trying
Bad
to
Girls
pop
Club.
off like she is on Bad Girls Club. Like she really is. She's trying to pop off like she's on Bad Girls Club, and it's like, Megan, you can't do that. Like,
and Drea kept it cute. She was like, no, you know, I said such, but I wasn't trying to come at you.
Right.
And that's when Jackie pumped that shit up. And when Malaysia fell out laughing, that's when you got into defense mode and wanted to pop off. But is your husband okay with your pussy being out all over the internet? We're talking about your fupa, not anything else.
Right.
And it's not, like I said, her fupa is not even like I've seen some girls out here. Shit, it's men with that. And I'm trying to get rid of mine a little bit. I'm almost done.
I got one too. Like, no. I do. But you know, nothing that, I mean, Drea was not lying. As a matter of fact, Drea was looking out for her. Like, girl, I'm looking out for you. Because I could have easily said, oh yeah, go ahead. And let y'all keep that in there. But I let them know, no, cut that out so you won't see that. And Megan just, like, what?
Jackie Liquor must have been terrible too, because they did not want to drink that.
And I do agree with Shawnee that in that clip, when she was talking to Tammy, that Drea does think she's above the rest of the girls. I think over these past few seasons, Drea's fan base has grown, so now she's thinking that she's above, and it's like, Drea, don't act like that.
Because Tammy's going to try to come in and peg you down a couple notches.
Don't act like that, Drea. Do not act like that.
Well, look, y'all, we're going to go.
Yes,
y'all have a good
Uber
weekend.
is on the way.
Oh, you got an Uber?
Yeah, I just...
Oh, you didn't drop that? Bitch, you are...
I'm not driving for the next probably 3 months. Can you imagine all that gas? I used about 6 Ubers in one day.
Really?
Yesterday, actually, yeah.
To go to work, to come home.
Then to go downtown on my lunch break because I had to run to the bank. To come back. Well, bitch, I was all over the place. Yeah, it was.
So look, we're gonna go. Y'all be cool this weekend. Please, if you get a chance, go see Brandy this weekend. Even if you gotta go by yourself, go, cause you will enjoy it. If there anything else, Jill Scott had a new album that just came out last week. Make sure y'all go get that, cause that album is amazing. And she's from Philly, and I've been trying to find out who the hell I gotta talk to get on this show. I want to be on it. American Idol, for you, if you got family members, American Idol will be in town on Sunday. I don't know what time, but I would say be there the fuck early. If you never know, your chance to start them could start with American Idol, and you start you like my uncle and my cousin was watching the Scorpion show, and they said, "Oh, you better go to Philly because they going to be there." So you just never know. We could be a part of your story.
Can I be honest with you though, or should I not say it?
Just say it.
I can't wait till American Idol's over.
Yeah, it's just the final season. It's going to go out with a bang.
The final season, they should have brought Paula, Simon, and Randy back.
Yes. Yes.
That's what they should have brought back. I don't hear nobody say they should have brought the 3 of them back and left it at the 3 of them. Because Ryan's been there all seasons.
Yeah.
He's collected his coins.
He's
paid.
Did you see when the knock 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 came to the room?
That's the one. That's who Little Mo should be acting. Sending us some little paper.
Or doing something with Ryan Seacrest. Ryan Seacrest got all these different shows on he got shows that you don't even know that he's a part of and don't even talk about, but you see his name as executive producer on there. And he got a new show called Knock Knock Live, where they sent Adrian Byline to 20th Street, right on Fairmount Avenue, to this guy's house.
To do what?
Give him $50,000, bitch. Like, and I thought they wasn't going to come to the hood. Because you know how you always see the people with nice houses and stuff on them shows. Well, this time it was totally different. So anyway.
Well, why not go somewhere where somebody needs $50,000 in the hood?
Because you think that people would be afraid to go.
No, why would they be afraid? They got security.
She was like, and then walked up in the house. They didn't even say come in. She just walked up in there.
Well, that's usually how it is in the hood. Because I don't knock on your door. walked right into
Bitch, because you've been coming here for 7 years.
I didn't knock on that first time. I was walking right on in. I just saw what the rest of the crowd did. Remember, I thought it was a boarding
You know
house.
what? I can't. That's it, because he's not going to talk about me no more today. I'm out of here.
I thought it was a boarding house when I first came here. I'm serious.
No, but the kids used to do everything here.
And still fucking dead.
Lay a rent, never mind.